Folks, I know I don't look like it, but I'm 48 years old. I know I look 20-ish. I even dressed up this morning to kind of help y'all's visual out with that. So y'all can support it. What's this, Steve?
I just wondered, did you do that too?
Oh, this was breakfast. But you know, at 48 years old, I can honestly say, and without a shame, that half of my life has been a blur. You know, when I look back, I can't speak for y'all, but when I look back, because when I take into consideration that at least 20 plus years of my life, I struggled with addiction. And then when you add that to early childhood, you know, ages as a baby to 5 or 6 years old, none of y'all remember them days, right? 5 and 6, do you? Tell the truth, shame the devil. Because the further you get on past 50 or past 40, the less you forget that 1 to 5 to 10-year-old stage. So when you take those two into consideration, at least for me, half of my life has been a blur. And you know, I say that because I had an eye-opening experience. I was going through some of our photo albums, and I saw myself in pictures, and I have no memory of being in those pictures. I have no memory of the situation. I have no memory of the setting. But I clearly see me in the picture. And y'all, this is not at 5 years old. This is not at 10 years old. This is at 20, 25 years old. My adult life has been a blur. And out of all the lessons, particularly that one, that I've learned in life is that life isn't easy. And if you haven't learned that lesson, keep living. But life's not easy. Especially when you factor in what we're currently engaged in, and that's the walk of faith, which is the transition between who we were and who we ought to be in Christ. This thing's not easy. Because most of what I think, most of what I believe, most of what I know has been predicated upon those earlier childhood experiences. Which makes this walk that much harder.
Yeah.
Because see, my points of references are flawed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Folks, let me tell you that to God be the glory, I'm light years away from where I used to be. And I'm not talking about 20s, I'm just talking about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm a good distance from where I was last year.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody.
Amen.
And some of this has been good, some of it has been bad. But to be honest, when I look back at my points of references, one of the things that I missed is what I would like to call those innocent stages of life. You know, as a child, those most influential stages of my life. I missed that because in my adolescence, see, when I do my inventory, and I look back when I was in my childhood, see, my childhood was a stumbling block for me because it wasn't innocent. Not just the verbal abuse, but the physical, sexual abuse. that I experienced when I was my son's age affected me. And it's affecting my faith walk. Because those are my points of reference.
Yep.
From jumping back and forth, from living between my mama's house and my daddy's house. Because see, they were separated. So I didn't have a whole home. It was what they call it? Dysfunctional. We all can relate to a dysfunctional family. In my text this morning, it says that every perfect gift or every good gift and perfect gift comes from God, right? But God, when I look at this life you've given me and I look at my gift, I don't see it as perfect. I see childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma that's affecting me. There's nothing perfect about this, God. What am I to do with this? Child abuse. Verbal, physical, all that. Dropping out of school. And then what comes from that, particularly when we don't address these things, what comes from that? We start unpacking other things. Addictions and behaviors. And notice I said addictions and behaviors because see, all of our behaviors are not necessarily drugs. Any self-destructive behavior is just as bad as an addiction was. We begin to unpack this stuff. We begin to unpack this stuff, and then that turns into trust issues. And what happens is these things are in front of us, and every time we try to make movement, we stumble over it.
Come on, man. Yes. Bless the Lord.
Every time we try to get 2 steps ahead because of the childhood trauma, I stumble over it. Because of the addictive behaviors, I stumble. Stop talking about them people that relapse. They're stumbling.
Dear Lord.
Woo. Because of my trust issues, I stumble. Because I can't trust you. I'm not sure you're not going to hurt me like he did. I'm not sure you're going to not leave me like my mama did. So I can't trust you. And because of that, because the life moves forward at the connections we got, right? Our connections help our life move. And what happens when we can't trust, we can't connect. See, if I trusted you and connected with you, it's only then I can reach out to you when I'm struggling.
Yeah.
But the reason I find myself in that lonely place in my struggles is because I can't trust you to help me through. And it's not that you're not trustworthy, it's that I have the issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's me, it's not you. It's my stumbling block. Then what happens? Oh, there's more? Oh, God. Ooh, this is heavy here. Oh, God, this was heavy. I'll just put that over. This is heavy, y'all. This was real heavy. Ooh. Ooh, wait.
Wow.
Ooh. That one was heavy. Folks, self-esteem is not just low, it's high. You know, sometimes you can think of yourself more than you ought to. See, sometimes self-esteem is not that you think less of yourself, you think too good of yourself. And then you do it because you're trying to separate yourself from those issues that you've not addressed. So we step into positions of pastor with unaddressed issues. So because we have the title, now we can ignore the issues. See, the title, I'm a pastor now. I have no issues. I think every qualification we ought to require of anyone who wants to spiritually lead is that they confront their issues.
That's it.
You're going to spiritually lead somebody and you still dealing with it. And let me tell you that. How can you spiritually lead somebody and you refuse to deal with it?
All right.
You act like it's not there. And what's happening because you hurt people. But if you just deal with them, you know what? I know these problems are in front of me. And I'm trying to get past my pain. And I know these problems, they're in front of me. And as I get past my pain, and these things have been stumbling blocks in my way, I gotta confront this thing. I gotta deal with this thing. I gotta admit that I'm powerless over my addictions, that my life has become unmanageable when it comes to my addictions. And once I admit it, good God, I take a step closer. I gotta confront my trust issues. Why am I having such a hard time to trust? Because I realized that I was abused as a child. But I gotta confront that thing. I can't continue to ignore that thing, and I gotta let it go so I can free other people. And when I do that, oh good God, there's another step. I can be naked and not be ashamed of who God has made me. And when I can do that, there's another step. And when I make these my stepping stones, I get to my purpose. When I make them my stepping stones, that's how I get to my purpose. I don't stand before you. I got self-esteem issues. Terry, I got trust issues. Steve, I struggle with addiction. See, I don't stand before you having ignored them. I embrace them. Because what was once my stumbling block is now my stepstool to my purpose.
Amen.
Stand to your feet.